In this video, we are going to take a look at a brand new sub-account in GoHighLevel. And so we are going to make a few basic setups that I believe is really necessary to properly start using GoHighLevel, and a few basics that really make sense to set up in the very beginning. So you don't have to do this very often. And the next couple of videos are also going to be things that kind of like a one-time setup tasks that you should really go over. And once they are done and set up, then you don't really need to touch it very often. So let's go into settings on the bottom left corner. This video is applicable for those people who are already in a GoHighLevel agency account. So you are actually not logging in at app.gohighlevel.com. But for example, in this case, I'm in our own agency's account called app.thecreatorsleague.co. So with this company, with the partner of mine, we are working with content creators and info product owners, offer owners. So if you are belonging in that category, take a look at our website and see if we can help you out. This is the place where marketing goes, right? So if you are logging in to GoHighLevel or the agency that holds your account, then it's probably going to be app.something.com or co or whatever the name is going to be. You can log in and then click on settings, and then there are a couple of things that really important to fill out, and I'm going to explain why. So once you click here, you set up the business profile or go to the business profile submenu, and you shall really start to fill out these fields. Why is the reason for that? It's because these fields are going to be used later on in a lot of different areas. So for example, if you set up your company name, your company address, etc., then those data are going to be variables which will be later on pulled into, for example, the footer of the email. So you don't have to like type there every single time, but you only have to put your company address here once, and then the footer, if you want to use that in your footer, a lot of people using that, the company name, company address, company main, phone number or availabilities, then you only have to fill here once, and then you are taken care of. Another area that we use very, very frequently when we automate emails and such is the authorized representative's name. So this is basically how it appears as a variable. I believe it's account owner first name or something like that. You will see later in later videos. But for example, this is what really needs to be also set up, Peter Jen, and then I just put my email here, like peter@poweredbysystems.com. Position, and then basically you just click update information and save position. You can do, like director, CEO, whatever. This field is not used very often. And then you can just use your phone number. I'm using a random number here. And basically once you hit update, there it's playing around with you time to time. So you have to like literally type in +1 859 12. Yeah, exactly. And then this is when it's still not working. Okay, you got to play around with this a little bit. The phone number formatting is sometimes a little off. So then you hit update information, and you do the very same thing here with the street address, city, zip code. And one more important field, it's really important, is the time zone. You are going to see a lot of time zone settings, but this is the most important because this is going to be the default time zone for the entire account that you have, which means that when you are scheduling an email to be sent out at a certain time, it's going to take this one into account. If you are working internationally, or you are working nationally in the United States or in a country where there are multiple time zones, I highly recommend to take the one that's most frequently used. I found that EST or New York time is always kind of like the go-to standard for everyone. So if you're in the US, just pick EST, and just remember when you schedule an email, it's always going to be based on EST time zone. And at the same time, later down the line, you will see that if you are working with multiple people from multiple countries, those people also have different time zones, right? But that's going to be specific for them only. But this is the go-to time zone where the whole account is always going back to if it's not further specified. So this is very important to have it properly set up. The business name and the legal business name, these are going to be pulled again into like email footers and such. So it's also really good to set up. And as you can see, the friendly business name is coming up top here at the sub account name. So that's where it goes to. And then the business email, it's also used a lot, business phone number. These are kind of like general numbers. And if later on you purchase a phone number in GoHighLevel, you can just come back here, exchange it, and then you can expect any call, like incoming call to that number. So you can also use this as a variable. Okay, if you scroll a little bit down, then you can see business website, branded domain. I'm not gonna go into that right now. It can be, we are going to talk about later when it starts to become relevant. Business website, you can put your business website here. Business niche, it's not necessary to fill out. If you are using API keys for whatever reason, then just generate a key. And for make.com or Zapier, you can just use this API key. It's gonna be needed after a time when your systems start to get a little bit more complex. And the next one is business information. This one will be necessary to be filled out when you are starting to request a phone number. I think if you are here as an initial setup, it really makes sense to set up right away, so later on you don't have to like deal with this. Probably you're gonna be a sole proprietor or a limited liability company. Then business industry, just pick one which is closest to what you do. Business registration type, it might be an EIN number, or if you're in Canada, then use the appropriate number here. Business registration number, obviously you have to put the number here. When you are applying, for example, in the US for A2P registration to obtain a phone number that you can launch like outbound calls or even automated calls with AI, which is going to be an interesting one, then you need to fill out this, and based on your EIN number and your business information, you are going to be granted a phone number by GoHighLevel. Well, actually not GoHighLevel. They have a contract with, I guess, Twilio. It's not on the top of my head right now, but they are going to provide a phone number automatically, and it's going to appear on your GoHighLevel account. And then just tick which basically continent or region you are operating at with your business. All right, call and voicemail settings. This is basically a default voicemail where you can upload a pre-recorded voice of yours, for example, as the business owner, or you can generate automatic like AI voice when the phone is not answered or the incoming call times out. So you can just use like a generic one as kind of like your VA or assistant or AI assistant, and then you just upload here. There are a lot of tools online where you can generate AI audio voices. So this is pretty useful. And so yeah, authorized representative, we've checked that. And then general settings. All right, so these are gonna be a couple of important settings. I would never advise to allow duplicate opportunity. Some of the things you will not understand now, but just trust me, I have over 2 years of experience. So I'm using the best practices, how systems are generally set up, and duplicate opportunity is generally not a good option to pick. It's gonna be in the CRM system, like one person, like it basically means that how many opportunity cards can be attributed into one person in one specific pipeline. And I never seen a use case where it was ticked. So, but if you will have in the future, you just come back here and then tick it. So it's not a big thing. Merge Facebook contacts by name. It's up to you if you choose to tick this, that's fine. It's generally useful when you are integrating your Facebook and Instagram accounts, and then there are a lot of emails, and then also there are a lot of contacts which doesn't have any email addresses or anything, because the system can pull in your Facebook contacts and the Instagram contacts you are talking to, and they are not attributed to any email address. And then this can automatically like detect if someone has an email address with the same name, it's going to basically pair it. So if you are using Facebook and Instagram integrations, then it might be useful to turn this on. Disable contact time zone, just leave it as is. Bot detection, preventing statistics, yeah, use it as is. And then mark emails as invalid due to hard bounce. It's definitely something that you should turn on right from the get-go. All right, there is validate phone number and verify email address before like the first text message or first email is going out. These are extremely useful functions. So basically this is keeping your list clean and not sending emails to those people who have used like temporary emails or emails that contains typos. These are pretty useful. And so you can basically verify for a very small amount of money, like it's $0.0025 per email to verify this. And so it might be useful. You can turn this on. I would highly recommend to turn this on to keep your domain's deliverability pretty high up. Just consider that if you have a 10K list, it might cost you $25, if I calculate that correctly real quick in my head, to initially check those emails and only send out to the people that are actually having a valid email. Same goes for the phone number. It pre-validates and it's not going to ruin your domains and phone numbers reputation, which is pretty important because GoHighLevel can turn you off if you are sending out a lot of emails which go to hard bounds. So that's kind of an important function. Note that if you are in an agency account, it's going to charge your agency. So just talk to your agency how the agreement is going between you guys. Also, if you bought a SaaS at an agency, then this might be recharged to you. So just take into account that this price might land on you. So it's up to you and your use case if you want to turn this on. I would recommend to turn this on. And later I'm going to show you an option where you can bulk validate a new email list, which is going to be actually very, very important because once you upload a complete email list that you obtained for or used in like another email marketing software and you bringing people over here, I think it makes sense to do like a big cleaning. And now GoHighLevel gives you the option to not just verify emails one by one, but actually bulk verify them. I'm going to show this very, very soon because it's really part of the setup when you are bringing in a list from another software. It's going to be one of the upcoming videos. Alrighty, the rest can stay default. That's fine. Contact deduplication preferences. I would definitely leave this one untoggled because I don't want to have duplicate contacts. For example, if you have two separate forms for two separate campaigns and then the same person with the same email applies, then basically that would create two separate contacts and the information would be really scattered around, which is not that great of a setup. And then miscall text back, I would also leave this as default, and then later down the line, if necessary, you can come back here and modify. So these are the very basic setups that you have to go through. In the next couple of videos, I'm still going to do basic default initial setups and such. So stick with me. We crank these out, and then we can start building funnels, calendars, and make some money. So see you in the next one.